was invited to Gelendzhik by my friend Anastasia, who came here a little more than 2 years ago. This girl has a unique experience. Not so long ago she managed to recover from cancer. Thanks to optimism and friends' support, she had won. Anastasia is an amazing person, very cheerful and sociable. That's why we became friends a long time ago. She has 2 pets, a Pekingese dog and a cat, who live next to her. Their love and support also help to cope with the disease. Now we are walking along Lermontovsky Boulevard towards the beach. If you look right and left, you can see the unique pines. It is a representative of an ancient relic species with needles reaching 12 centimeters. Pine trees secrete a large amount of phytoncides, which help to cure even tuberculosis. Therefore, there are many sanatoriums specializing in lung diseases. The foundation date of Gelendzhik as Russian territory is considered to be 1831. However, this bay was used as a trading platform for locals in Turkish during the long time after. By the end of the 19th century, the middle strata of the Russian Empire began to own the land here and built a semblance of summer cottages. This is a view from 650 meters above sea level. Mountains always inspire higher thoughts. The Soviet climber Anatoly Bukreyev said, "Mountains are not the stadiums where I satisfy my ambition to achieve, they are the cathedrals where I practice my religion." These clouds are the result of high humidity. However, it also may be a harbinger of a strong cold bora wind, which many locals are afraid of. It occurs due to a pressure difference. The sea, heated during the summer season, keeps the weather warm on the coast, while winter has already set in behind the mountain chain. And this is an anticyclone, a high-pressure zone. If the air from the anticyclone passes over the mountain chain, wait for bora wind. The speed can exceed 60 meters per second, which characterizes it as a gale force wind that sweeps away everything in its path. During this time, locals postpone all their plans and prefer to stay at home. At the top of the observation deck, someone can participate in a beer party. We went to explore the surroundings. Every 1,000 meters of climbing, the temperature drops by 6 degrees Celsius. Therefore, it's necessary to take something warm from your clothes. The ticket price includes not only a funicular ride, but also a ride on a Ferris wheel, a visit to the oceanarium and zoo. Here is a lot of fish from South America, Amazon River and Africa, the Red Sea. Exotic fish with bright colors delight both adults and children. Among them you can meet Amethyst fish, piranhas, aerophrones, lionfish and others. Amethyst fish belong to the same family as the piranhas and pacas. However, in contrast to the more aggressive relatives, they are more peaceful fish, perfect for the large aquarium community. The exotarium features a large number of reptiles, including snakes, chameleons, iguanas, turtles and lizards. There are also many birds in the zoo that you can feed by hand. Among them are ostriches, peacocks, parrots, pelicans and other birds. During the 15 minutes funicular ride, you will enjoy stunning views of Gelendzhik Bay and the mountains. Can take dozens of beautiful photos. The length of the cable car is 1,150 meters. The number of chairlifts is 115. Working hours from 10 am to 10:30 pm. The total price of a ticket with zoo and oceanarium is 1,500 Russian rubles. It is better to use a Google Maps to get to the Olympus Park, just in case not to overpay to the travel agencies. The next day we went to the Divnomorskoye settlement. It is in 12 kilometers from Gelendzhik. Its name comes from 2 words, a miracle and sea. The full version in English translation sounds like a miracle sea or a wonderful sea. And indeed, the sea here is little different than in Gelendzhik. Prices for housing and food here are slightly lower than in Gelendzhik. The infrastructure is the presence of the guest houses and canteens, without large shopping malls and expensive restaurants. This is a place for those who like a quiet holidays. Also, it's great for family vacation. It must be said that the beaches here is rocky, so you will need a special shoes for swimming. And it is not necessary to take it from home. The prices here starts from 400 rubles for pair. The summer water temperature in the Black Sea reaches 27 degrees. But cold flows sometimes reduce it till 9. Today the sea is warm, so you can see many small jellyfish. As at any port town, boat trips are popular here. Today we went to Kabardinka village to visit a special museum. dedicated to reproducing the world's architectural masterpieces. The cultural center Olympus Park was founded in 2000s. A local journalist and cultural critic, Alexander Alexeyev, is its founder. This place is unique in that here visitors can see 32 copies of world architectural masterpieces. Temporary unique exhibitions are constantly opening on the territory, a frequent change of expositions takes place. In 2017, the cultural center was supplemented by a private chamber theater. Its opening became an important stage in the development of a local cultural life. Also here is a rich collection of plants which includes more than 2,500 species. The main goals of project's founders was preservation and popularization of world and Russian historical heritage. Next we will move to the Novorossiysk. It is in 38 kilometers from Gelendzhik. Here we will visit one of the oldest wineries in Russia. We'll learn the history of its creation and will taste 8 local wines. The best time to visit the winery is the harvest period. Then you can see the process of winemaking from the beginning till the end. After that, we will have a dinner at a Caucasian cordial restaurant. Then we will walk along famous embankment of Novorossiysk. The Myskhako winery is located in the suburb of the city. Total time from the city center by public transport is about 35–40 minutes. This winery was founded in 1869. The region has almost ideal conditions for grapes growing. Mountain sea air, dry summers and wet winters, steppe mountain slopes and rocky soil. The total area of the vineyard today is 500 hectares. Not so long ago, the wine's production was modernized by purchase of new equipment. The company operates according to classical technology: grape harvesting, pressing, fermentation, blending, filtration, bottling and aging. At the beginning of 2000s, factory was considered as the official supplier of the Kremlin. During the Soviet years, Myshako was a favorite vacation spot of the party elite. Even in times of the Great Patriotic War, production at the winery didn't stop. At the excursion, we will visit 3 halls: the Quiet Whites, Quiet Reds and the Sparkling Wine Production Hall. The average age of grape wine purchased from the Italian nursery Roussedo does not exceed 17 years. Among the white grape prevail Chardonnay, Riesling, Aligote, Semillon, Sauvignon Blanc. Red varieties are represented by Cabernet Sauvignon, Pinot Noir, Merlot and Shiraz. As time goes on, Myskhako wines have been and remain classics of Russian winemaking. And now we are moving to the wine bottling and packaging hall. As the demand for natural wines is constantly growing, Myskhako plant has acquired an improved bottling line. Here cold wine is bottled, cocked and showered with warm water, so that a label can be glued to the bottle. Then the wine is stored in a special cellar, in order to rest after a long technological process. After the production tour, they go to the tasting room. Here we will try 8 varieties of wines. The list of wines for tasting varies depending on the season. Today in our program Riesling Sekt, the quintessence of the new generation. Semillon Aligote, Reserve. Sauvignon Blanc. Berry Explosion, Sesto Senso. Pinot Grigio, Cuvée. Primitivo Blaufränkisch, Reserve. Shiraz, the quintessence of the new generation. And the last one, Merlot, Blackout. Each wine has its own unique flavor and bouquet. Guests are invited to write down their feelings on a special form. The winery also has a restaurant, where visitors can immerse themselves in the library of sensations created through duo of chef and winemaker. They like to talk here that the wine is born in the dispute of the winemaker with nature, in the dispute of the earth, the sun, the sea and the winds. Wine is not produced here, but created. The embankment of Admiral Serebrякov named after the first governor of Novorossiysk. Its length is 2 kilometers 300 meters. Here you can find a large number of monuments, including the monument in honor of city's founders, the Stella Fountain, the Sea Glory of Russia, and the memorial to the war defenders Malaya Zemlya. The main military attraction is the cruiser Mikhail Kutuzov. Its construction began in February 1931. The total length is 210 meters. There were 14 such ships in total. In the middle 50s they formed the combat corps of the Russian Navy. With the Soviet Union's collapse, many of them were dismantled and sold for scrap metal. Mikhail Kutuzov cruiser is the last survivor. Nowadays there is an active naval museum there. After the walk we are having a dinner at the Caucasian cordial restaurant. Here we will try the national Dagestanian dish kurze, sour milk soup dovga, and lobio in Georgian style. Dagestanian mothers-in-law like to test their future daughters-in-law. If a girl makes this spice masterfully, then she will be a good housewife. Meanwhile, evening was coming. A warm southerly wind from the sea was gently blowing across the embankment. The sounds of Latin American music could be heard somewhere in the distance. The townspeople began to live a nightlife which is no less diverse than the daytime. There are also outdoor cinemas along the beach. There children spend their evening leisure time. Adults dine in restaurants or listen to the music of local musicians. The embankment becomes empty closer to 2 a.m.